Hello, and welcome to this digital onboarding masterclass. Amid today's rising demand for online credit, digital onboarding is going to be a game changer. Businesses who master digital onboarding can tap into a vast new pool of valued customers and grow their online landing and e-commerce platforms much faster than their competitors. In this 3-video series, we'll look at how digital onboarding works, why you need it, and how you can make it a success in the shortest possible time. I'm Sunil Madhu, a digital onboarding expert at Instnt. In this episode, I'll explain why digital onboarding matters. It's a fact that digitization is now a trend, specifically post this pandemic. A lot of retail businesses and e-commerce and financial services have been impacted because we're not able to go into brick and mortar stores anymore. As an example, in financial services, there are credit unions which depend primarily on the community around them for their business. And that community is now no longer able to walk in to those credit unions to do business in the real world. So everyone's going digital. And that's a phenomenon that's affecting e-commerce and financial services across the globe. So digital acceleration is now an imperative in most organizations. And unfortunately, a lot of businesses have not been able to capitalize on that acceleration because of antiquated and legacy technologies that they've knit together over time. That unfortunately has the side effect of keeping up to 40% of people who come to their digital doorstep to sign up out of the system. That means all of these businesses are rejecting otherwise good people for the wrong reasons, introducing friction in their path, and obviously losing top-line revenue when those people go away from those businesses that they've been rejected from. Over the last 50 years, most businesses in their digital landscape have adopted the same blueprint in the way customer sign-ups are handled. Typically, most businesses end up assembling a series of point solution vendor tools, and they end up sticking them in orchestration waterfalls. What that actually means is that when you and I, as a consumer, turn up at a website or mobile application for an e-commerce company or a financial institution, and we sign up to create an account, the information we type in to the forms as we sign up ends up flowing through this technology waterfall. Unfortunately, the vendors that are employed in these waterfalls do not have 100% coverage or accuracy over the population. And that's compounded by the fact that human beings who set up these little waterfall rules, unfortunately, aren't experts at setting those rules up. Those rules are set up in a way to send people out of the system. As an example, if you'd moved your house, your apartment recently, and the latest address that you've moved to has not yet propagated through all of the different databases out there, these waterfalls would have the side effect of rejecting you because your current address doesn't match what's there on file at a lot of these databases and credit bureaus. Now, the overall effect of that is to compound the false positive rate, or the rate at which otherwise good people are going to be treated as if they were risky by the automated system. And so when we end up going through that sign-up flow, we're subject to these inaccuracies and these problems with the orchestration of these vendors. And as a result, a lot of good people are kept out of the system. A lot of companies have gone digital over the years, and there are lots of sectors within things like financial services and e-commerce where companies are accelerating the digital adoption. A lot of the companies have adopted the same antiquated blueprints in the way digital customers are onboarded for risk and compliance purposes. And those legacy inefficient approaches, unfortunately, mean that even financial institutions and e-commerce companies that have been digital for well over a decade now are rejecting as many as 60% of good people that are trying to sign up. So despite the fact that these companies have been digital for a while, the inefficiencies still exist. Human beings really suck at creating these waterfall rules, trying to figure out which vendors to cobble together to ensure that customers who are signing up are sent through when they're good, while the fraudulent people are kept out. And the solution happens to be, in our opinion, a managed service for this problem. The managed service is essentially a service that incorporates a variety of technology that have been selected and orchestrated by machines that are much better at learning how to do that orchestration in a way that more good people are allowed through the system while more fraudsters are kept out. Machines are able to learn collectively across the industry from feedback. And as a result, they're able to create those rules in a much more fine-grained way and to adjust the thresholds of good to bad people in a much more efficient way than human beings are able to do. So by adopting a managed service, instead of building your own orchestration waterfalls in silos inside each of these companies, most of the enterprises that sign up to that onboarding service, like Instnt, can get a lot of benefit because services like Instnt guarantee that you're not going to be rejecting 40% of your potential good top line. In fact, Instnt guarantees that we're able to convert over 50% of the people that you're currently declining for the wrong reasons. And the other advantage with a managed service is the fact that you don't have to own the cost, the CapEx and OpEx cost on the bottom line for trying to do this yourself. You're not the experts. Anyways, letting the managed service take those costs away from you obviously helps your bottom line. And with services like Instnt, you get the additional benefit because the technologies that Instnt employs allows Instnt to guarantee very high accuracy that you can actually shift loss liability off your balance sheets. Normally, you'd be owning the fraud loss if you built your own system when fraud happens. With services like Instnt, which are managed services that warranty the performance of the platform, you're able to shift even the fraud losses off your balance sheets and onto the insurance market. Believe it or not, it's actually very easy to deploy a managed service in comparison to the legacy tools that people have to knit together and manage themselves. In fact, Instnt offers what we call a codeless integration, meaning you don't have to write any code to take advantage of the managed service platform. With about 2 clicks in Instnt's dashboard, Instnt generates a line of script that you can copy and paste onto your websites, on your sign-up pages. And with something as little as that effort, you're able to shift this problem of managing fraud and increasing acceptance off your plate and onto the managed service. In the next episode, we'll explain how you can implement digital onboarding. Thanks for watching.